Son, I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy?
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Torchlight Infinite, one of my surprise games for 2022. I played it on mobile and I was like, oh, this is a pretty fun game. Played it on the PC port and then I absolutely fell in love with it. Ended up making 5 builds and I'm gonna have a season starter build coming out pretty soon. And for Devblog 23, optimizations coming for the new season. We're given a little taste of what we can expect for Pirates and Plunder coming in early January. So we're gonna jump right into this and see what we have on the way. So right off the bat, okay, we are now working on the next season of the game. We expect to introduce new content to you in the following months, which includes new skills, new heroes, new themes, and new seasonal gameplay. That right there is all I need to hear. Skills, heroes, themes, and gameplay, which means we're going to have a lot to do and a lot to explore. Okay. So, and again, they don't go into detail, but they just tell us what's coming. Controller support will be launching with season 2 on both PC and mobile. And they know that this is not going to be the finished version of controller support. It's kind of like a, you know, like version 1, and there is going to be some optimization and problems likely with it, but they're going to continue to adapt controller support so that it functions as good as possible on Torchlight. So controller support will be dropping. Training robot. Now, anytime you make a build, and there was kind of a workaround where you can see the actual DPS, and that's why people are like doing 500, billion damage at the training dummy. What TapTap is doing in this paragraph, they explain that they don't want DPS to be the only measure of battle style. It can't take into account AoE. It doesn't do very good with dots. There's lots of other, angles and distance and up close to go into actual playing. And they don't want you only focusing on the training dummy. That being said, the training dummy will be optimized. So there's going to be different things that you can select. There's going to be more options and more ways to test just how good your character is. And they put right here, in that case, we will also assess the upper limit of the record and make adjustments accordingly. So they haven't fully decided yet in stone or given us any, broke down details on what they're going to do, but we know that we are going to be getting a more high-tech training dummy robot. Okay, more to come. Info panel. We've been striving to make all kinds of information in the game clearly represented to the hunters. They're adding the display of information on damage over time. Definitely needed. And added display for summon skills. Okay, more info the better. When it comes to an action RPG, we want to know exactly what our summons, what our minions, what our damage over time is doing. So that is a good one. Others, okay, and there is some gems in the others, okay? When higher tier affixes appear on gear crafting process, you'll be asked to double confirm. That way, that will prevent people from accidentally missing out on better crafting results. Okay, so a little double check. If the random energy happens to be full during gear empowerment, the energy will no longer be further empowered. The best energy results will be automatically reserved. So a lot of time, so this is really interesting, okay? Probably thinking, why does that matter? When you're going through energy, you're normally clicking fast, and sometimes you have to click 50 times to get that top energy. Where now you can just click, 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 click. You can just keep clicking, and then once you hit max, it'll auto. It's done. Instead of like click 61, and then you accidentally click it again and it drops to 5. It locks it. Very, very smart. I didn't even think of that. Okay. The next thing I'm going to read is the most important piece of information, or I guess I should say change, that is coming to season 2, which was my #1 ask. Mini maps can now be displayed semi-transparent in the center of the screen, which will not get in the way of battles, and the hunters will not need to open and close them from time to time for navigation. Thank you. That was one of the ones I can't even tell you how many times when I was streaming, I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, or how many times you would die and lose experience because you accidentally open the map, which then pauses the game. Action RPGs need a semi-transparent map in the center. That is coming for Season 2. Previously, if you saw a great piece of legendary gear in the trade house, you would need to find out where it came from. The sources of the drops will be available for all base items and legendary gear on the display. So you'll see where this great gear drops, which will make it able for you to target farm. Target farm is definitely coming. And finally, for better eye care, you can now customize the brightness of skill effects. Okay, so you know how in this game you have these huge AoEs and you're leaping all over the place, or you're dropping bombard, or, you know, ice ring, a million of these huge attacks that, I mean, yeah, literally it strains your eyes. So you're now going to be able to customize and bring those effects down. So other than that, just generic optimizations for the PC port. So that is the info we have for this dev blog. There's nothing in here where it's like, man, that sucks, or I don't like that change. Everything looks like it's for the better. Now we're going to log into the game because I need to show you one more thing before we are done. All right, everyone, we are officially logged into Torchlight Infinite Season 1 Dark Surge. And I was on the Discord for Torchlight, and I came across this communication. A letter from across the Void Sea. And obviously I'm taking a wild guess that Void Sea or something along those lines will be the name of Season 2, okay? Follow along for a second. Thanks to the joint efforts of the heroes of Torchlight, the raging Dark Surge has faded. The Void Sea will finally unveil itself in front of the heroes, and it promises generous gifts to those who fought against the Dark Surge. From mid to January 2023, hunters who own the Black Ship Beacon will receive the Black Sail token, exclusive body effects, seasonal supplies, and other rewards in the new season. This is a gift from the sea, or is it the beginning of another story? Ooh, So if you played Dark Surge, which is obviously still going on right now for another month, you can go to your mailbox and in there you will see this, the Black Ship Beacon. Okay, and basically it says kind of a little bit of the same thing. Lock it and just put it into your stash like I have right here. And again, this is going to give you kind of starting seasonal rewards, unreally specified what those are. I mean, obviously it said, you know, chest, but for the next season. I felt like this is actually a really, really cool idea. You know, if you play the previous season, it's going to give you a reward and get you to play the next. It's pretty smart little marketing ploy, but for me, I hadn't logged in for a couple weeks. I'm done with Torchlight until the next season. This got me to log back into the game, click on it, and do a couple runs, and now I'm excited to see even more what's coming for Season 2. That's the video. Don't forget to do it. It's probably sitting in your mailbox right now. All right, 2 asks at the end of this video. Ask number 1. I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it. It really does help the channel as we come to the end of 2022. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 53 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. We have a weekly blog post, weekly podcast, access to the VIP lounge so you can chit chat with me every day, chance to win custom merch, special title for the Discord, and lots of other goodies depending on the tier you sign up at. First link in the description. That's all I've got. Dev blog done for Torchlight. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.